Killing a wrong person is not a sin, but there are some things that are not wrong, despite of being wrong. After hearing all this from his client, even the lawyer started thinking, because on one side, the accused criminal was talking about the Gita, and on the other hand, the same person had brutally killed 40 people by the age of 40. Even a stone-hearted person will be scared after seeing blood and dead bodies, but this person used to eat in the same room where he killed his victims. He was such a person that when he was arrested, there was no regret on his face. He was as calm as a monk, but the things that he has done would make any monster feel ashamed of himself. This story started on 20th October 2006 when in Tihar Jail an unknown person called, and the person on the other side of the call said that on the gate number 3 of Tihar Jail a dead body is kept in a basket. After hearing this, everyone was shocked because Tihar Jail, which is Delhi's most known jail, keeping a dead body outside it, such a thing only one person can do, who has no fear of anything. After going out when it was seen, then there was a basket kept on that footpath in which the torso of the dead person was tied and kept, and below there was a letter in which the whole judicial system was sworn at. If we were to write a synopsis of this letter in one line, it said, "Catch me if you can." Whoever kept this body there, it was pretty obvious that he had a big grudge with the judicial system of the country. He wanted to tell from his letter that how skilled is he with his work and how the police are not able to do their work properly. During the investigation, the call was first traced that the police got on 20th October, and it made them lose their sleep. And it was known that the call came from an STD booth. Outside the booth, when the watchman was asked about it, then he said that only one person had come there. Now the sketch was ready, and from the letter, even the accent of the caller was known, which turned out to be a Bihari accent. Investigation was moving forward like this, when on 25th April 2007, once more the bell of the police rang. The same voice, the same stone-cold tone. The signal was right. Outside of Tihar Jail's gate Nong 3, one more time, on the same spot, a dead body was kept. The body was tied so tightly for any police present there, they just were not able to open it. At that time, a person from the crowd said that he can open this body, and he untied this body with his knife. So the thing is, despite the police and so many people being there, the person who unwrapped the body was the killer himself. Only the body's torso was found outside Tihar Jail. All the other body parts were at Hazari Court. A special unit of the police was formed to investigate this case because the criminal justice system had gotten to know that this is not an ordinary murderer, but he was a psychopathic serial killer who had a lot of pride in his work. Solving the case has become more difficult now because the body was not being identified. Both the bodies that were found at Tihar Jail were headless. Police had no idea of whom the body belonged to and where they were killed. Now the search of this murderer had begun in the whole of Delhi. And at that time, the police gets another news that outside of Tihar Jail Gate Nong 3, one more headless dead body has been found, and again with a letter. In the letter, he had written for the police that there should be a big prize kept for finding him because he had pride of what he was doing. He had also written that he's been murdering for 7 to 8 years, and when he does not do a murder, he loses his mind. From the killer's this talk, it is known that he has psychopathic traits in him. And the fear was of this thing that if he is psychopathic, then by following this pattern, he will commit more crimes. Now let's talk about the investigation. The tension of this case was growing among the police when they remembered that in 1998, a similar case had happened when outside of Tihar Jail, a headless dead body was found, and the other body parts were scattered everywhere. In this case, a suspect was arrested, but this case went on only for 3 years because the police hadn't got any evidence, so this case had to be closed. Now, when this investigation was going forward, then it was known from the police's spy that in Azad Nagar, a person with the same appearance would visit the doctor's clinic regularly. The police team was moving forward under the leadership of Narendra Pavalwan, and the very next day they reached the doctor's clinic. And between the inquiry, the serial killer called the doctor to fix an appointment for the very next day. After asking the doctor, it was known that the name of the person was Chandrakant Jha, and Chandrakant had 5 daughters, whose delivery was done in the same hospital under the hands of the same doctor. From the doctor, it was known that Chandrakant was trying to kill the doctor's brother-in-law. So doing their investigation in this direction, the police even questioned the doctor's brother-in-law. And there they got to know that Chandrakant has a motor cart in which he sells vegetables. On the basis of this small information, the police got to know about Chandrakant's house, and it was within a matter of hours. The most dangerous serial killer in the city was handcuffed and kept in police custody.
उम्र महज 24 साल और दरिंदगी की दास्तां इतनी लंबी कि शैतान सुने तो कांप जाए। अपने दिमागी फितूर के लिए मासूमों को मौत के घाट उतारने वाले इस हैवान को दबोचने के लिए पुलिस को एड़ी चोटी एक करनी पड़ी। दिल्ली और एनसीआर की पुलिस इस सनकी सीरियल किलर की तलाश में जाल बिछाती रही और ये शातिर हत्यारा एक के बाद एक वारदात को अंजाम देकर शहर दर शहर फरार होता रहा।
Now the answer to all of the police's questions and mysteries was sitting in the chair in front of them. He did not have a pinch of fear or stress on his face. Now Chandrakant was ready to tell everything, only if the police did not threaten or beat him. He began with his name, Chandrakant Jha. He used to live in Delhi with his 5 daughters, but taking his serial killer profession seriously, he shifted to Hyderpur. According to the Indian Institute of Public Administration, in 1 year, around 4.42 million people migrate to different cities from Bihar due to unemployment. In cities like Mumbai and Delhi, all these immigrants find jobs according to their qualification, and 7 to 8 people live together in a small environment. And because all of them come from different states, they have to go through a lot of discrimination. Things similar had happened with Chandrakant Jha. He came to Delhi and first started working as a vegetable vendor, where he used to pick up the sacks of vegetables and load and unload them on the trucks. Everything was going smooth for Chandrakant until one violent night, when Chandrakant raised his voice against a gangster because he was killing an innocent person. But upon raising his voice, that gangster killed Chandrakant, and Chandrakant almost kissed the feet of death. He gathered himself up and admitted himself to the nearby hospital and learned his lesson. He's gotten to know that being the one with power is the most important thing. Apart from that, an immigrant like him will end up like him that night. After recovering, Chandrakant learned martial arts. The night that a local gangster had done this to him, the same night in his half-dead condition, he had decided, moving forward, he won't allow anyone to do as they will to him. Where Chandrakant used to work, there too, Chandrakant had a violent history with its union leader. The union leaders there used to take a certain amount from the laborers, which Chandrakant found waste because it was his hard-earned money. One day, Chandrakant refused to give money to the union leader, and because of this, there was a fight between the two. And because of the commotion, there was a cut in the hands of the union leader there, and Chandrakant was arrested. Chandrakant's wife was also arrested in this matter, who had nothing to do with this, and Chandrakant was treated very badly in jail. Sometimes even he was stripped naked, and sometimes he was given less food. After getting out of jail, Pandit, who was the union leader, Chandrakant made him the first target. And in 1998, the body that was found outside Tihar Jail was of the union leader. And that's how the pattern began. In 2003, Chandrakant killed 2 people, Shekar and Umesh. And then in 2006 and 2007, he continued that pattern. Till date, police hadn't found any evidence of these 3 murders. Police got the evidence of the recent murder when Chandrakant told them that he has put the head of the dead bodies in the Yamuna River. According to him, he was punishing all these people by killing them. And to wash his sons, he used to dump their heads in the Yamuna River. Chandrakant used to live in the Gosai village of Bihar, and the people there were very scared of him because of his violent nature. Chandrakant used to get triggered because of the smallest things. One of them being if someone has lied to him or someone ate non-veg at his house. Chandrakant's method of murder was very different. He used to be friends with the people he killed because most of them were either from his village or the neighboring village. He used to reach out to offer help and let them stay in his house. He used to give them small works like this, and he had created this identity. But these so-called friends were just one mistake away from being murdered. Chandrakant's village's Bhidu Jadav was trapped in this same trap. When Bhidu Jadav was brought in Chandrakant's house to commit the murder ritual, he saw that there were 2 more people there who were helplessly tied. But Bhidu Jadav showed bravery. He saved his life and the other 2 people's life, out of which one was Anil Mandal, who had taken Chandrakant's camera from his house. It was the same camera from which Chandrakant had taken their photos. A director named Aisha Sood has recently released a web series on Netflix called as The Indian Predator, in which all these photos are shown. And these are not just photos, but the reflection of the dark psychopathic mind of Chandrakant Jha. While Chandrakant was telling his story, he had no regret or fear on his face. So now the question comes is, what made Chandrakant Jha Delhi's most fearful serial killer? Well, this goes back to his upbringing in Gosai. Chandrakant says that his mother was very ignorant of him and his voice was always suppressed. Then after coming to Delhi, such incidents happened with Chandrakant, which made a violent person into a butcher. So when we talk about mental health, we usually talk about celebrities, upper middle class and rich people, and we ignore the labor class, in which there are many people like Chandrakant. Not that someone's mental health needs to be prioritized over someone else's mental health, but thinking about the immigrants' mental health is very important as well, as due to their rough life, these immigrants go through a lot of mental issues. Well, today Chandrakant is spending his life in jail, and still today, people in the Gosai village and the people who were saved from Chandrakant's trap have the same fear that if someday Chandrakant gets out on a payroll and takes revenge on all of them, then what's gonna happen? But that's all for today. Thank you all for watching. And what do you think about this case? Will Chandrakant be released from the jail anytime soon? Well, I guess only time will tell. But don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. And I'll hope to see you in my next video as well. Till then, stay safe.